Hey everyone, this is Leo from Leo J's Gym, and today I'm going to be talking about the 5 events that I'm going to be going over and training for the next couple of months for my next Strongman show, which is going to be Pennsylvania Strongest 2024. Now, not to confuse anybody with the other Pennsylvania Strongest that just happened 2 weeks ago, there's two different ones that are being ran by different Strongman organizations. The one that was just finished up was ran by United States Strongman. This one's being ran by Strongman Core, which is a different group, different weight classes, different rules that are inside of it. This one's going to be ran at the Valley Forge Casino Resort over in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. If you've ever been to that area, there's a really cool mall that's over there, but also a casino that's on that spot. So there's a lot to do outside of the Strongman stuff, but obviously once I show up for a Strongman show, I'm going to be there for the Strongman show, and then maybe have a little bit of fun after the fact. So let's go ahead and start off with the 5 events that are going to be there, but before I do, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button that's over at the bottom of this video, and check out my YouTube shorts that I've been posting lately, because that's going to be documenting a lot of the training that I've been doing to get ready for this show. So the first event that's in the list that they have over here is going to be the Viking Press. For anybody who really loves pressing movements, there's going to be 2 pressing events over in this entire contest, so it's going to be pretty good for anybody that's got really good shoulder strength. Viking Press is going to be holding up the handles generally over at the side of your head and pressing the weight up. Now, something that's unusual about this rules Viking Press as opposed to other contest Viking Presses is that they allow double dipping. Generally, during a Viking Press for most strongman shows, they only allow you to dip the implements once when you get under it and then press overhead. They don't try to let you clean the weight or dip under the implement itself and then use your leg power in order to stand up with it. It's supposed to be one continuous motion all the way up. This one's doing a little bit differently, so that might be something a couple of competitors are going to be doing in order to take advantage of this specific implement. The second event that they're going to have is going to be called, let me read this once again, the MB Power Center Apex Deadlift for Reps. I had to look this up. They even gave a link for the actual implement that's being used. See, I can pull this up over here. So from what I could tell, it appears to be an implement that's very similar to mimicking a car deadlift from what I could tell. If you ever seen a car deadlift implement, they're usually looks like they load up all the weights on these plates that are over here that you see, and then you either pick it up from this solid bar that's over at the bottom or the handles that we see over here over on this side. I did email the organizer asking them, is it going to be these side handles or is it going to be the bar that's on this side? And they mentioned it's going to be much like a regular conventional deadlift side, so the bar is going to be here over at the front. So it's very similar to just regular deadlifting, except it's going to be on a fixed axis, so kind of like a Smith machine deadlift, if you will. So it's going to be as many reps as possible. We don't know the weight for it. It's going to be heavy. It's going to be hard to tell. So really, for when it comes to training for this, I'm just going to be deadlifting and hoping for the best. The third event that's going to be on this list is one that I've done earlier this year, and it's going to be the Hercules Hold, where you're going to be holding these 2 large implements with the sides of your hands, and your arms are going to be extended fully outwards, and you just have to hold onto this implement for as long as you physically possibly can. It is a grip event. They're grueling. They're enduring. They tear up your calluses. They tear up your palms. They're not a very fun event to go through unless you just have like these monkey paw hands and like infinite calluses where you don't feel pain anymore. I did this earlier this year. I thought it was cool to at least visually see it. I've done another grip event earlier this year as well, just a couple of months ago for a max hold. This is going to be the 4th grip event for as long as possible that I'm going to be going into it this year. So my hands are not going to be very happy with myself by the time this entire year of Strongman is done, but it is what it is. It does look very cool though, at least generally whenever you see a Hercules hold, because what's cooler than just watching the strongman hold the implement as long as they can and just like tear out their calluses. The 4th event that's going to be on this list is going to be a maximum sandbag carry. This is one of the 2 events that are on this list that even has a weight that's listed. For my weight class, which is going to be men's open middleweight, or men that are under 231 pounds, it's going to be 265 pounds. So basically the only thing that we have to do is pick up the sandbag and just run with it for 50 feet there, 50 feet back. As long as you possibly can. Another endurance event. It's going to be absolutely grueling. Every second, every step, every foot that you take during this event is going to count so much, and it's kind of like one of those big deals when it comes to endurance events. They do have it in the rules that you can only carry the bag in a bear hug fashion, so I got to make sure that I'm going to have to go with the whole holding my arms out like like this as I'm holding onto the implement and then carrying it across until I basically physically can't anymore, until I fall over or I just drop the weight from there. So looking forward to a max sandbag carry. And the final event that's going to be within this list is going to be the maximum log press, the only other class that technically has a weight. It's going to be however strong I can get it. This was actually going to be for the Pennsylvania state record as well. We have 30-second attempts. It's going to be Wessel's rules, which means you have essentially 3 attempts in total, and they just keep putting the weight up and you just jump in as necessary, and then once you have the number that you hit, that's what you get. So we don't know what the weight increments are going to be at this point in time. I don't know if they're just going to do 10-pound jumps, 20-pound jumps, 30-pound. I doubt they're doing that high of a jump, or 5 or 10-pound jumps is most likely what's going to happen. Or if we get to call our own weight, I believe it's going to be jump weights. Usually that's how these kind of shows go. So currently I'm also log pressing twice a week, so I can make sure that I get myself a much bigger log press, so that way I can get a much better number. I did have a max log press about half a year ago at a different contest, and I hit 215, and then I was going for my actual max attempt, and unfortunately my left knee gave out right when I was doing the cleaning motion, and that kind of screwed me up for the rest of the contest. So I'm hoping nothing like that happens this time around. But that sucked when that occurred, but I'm ready to see about getting like a real log press number. I did also buy me a log. I'll put a video link to the video somewhere over at the top to show the unboxing of that. So that's how I've actually been training now for the log, as now that I have my own log that's on there, I can properly train with this implement and get a lot better number for that. I also think that using a log has a lot of good carryover when it comes to the Viking press. So for someone that's going to be doing a max log and training with just repetitions with it, that carryover, because of the way you're holding that implement with the hands over at the side, is really going to help a lot when it comes to the Viking press. So those are the 5 events that we're going to be doing over for this contest. I'm pretty excited. This will be my last contest of the year. It happens on December 7th, again at King of Prussia over at the Valley Forge Casino. I recommend, once again, liking and subscribing and following the channel, as I'm going to be posting training updates, not only in my shorts, but also more long form videos explaining my actual training processes that I'll be taking to get ready for these 5 events. But if you have anything to ask, anything to put in, go ahead and leave a message down below, and I'll go ahead and read them. But until next time, this is Leo from Leo J's Gym signing out. Oh, and don't forget, please make sure to follow my other socials over on Threads and also on Instagram, as I also make a lot of video posts over on that side as well. I'll see y'all around.